All right, we have another YouTube video coming. This one is Bant Spirits. I've only played this deck a handful of times in Modern. I've kind of been exploring decks I've not played a lot recently, and this is something I've never really played. Like I've played a couple games here or there because one of my buddies owns it or something like that. But this is the most recent 5.0 list that I found. It looks what I can assume is pretty stock. A lot of the cards I remember seeing when playing against the deck, so I'm kind of excited to play against it. The sideboard is very like well rounded in my opinion. It has a lot of different answers for a lot of things, so I'm pretty excited to play it. We go ahead and jump into the league here. Modern League. Received my first trophy the other day playing Hammer Time, so that was pretty exciting. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to find matches this morning. Ask and you shall receive. And good luck, opponent. Yes, we will play first. This hand feels pretty good. Good mix of lands and spells, so it's our opponent's on Lurrus. I always imagine that most of the time when I'm playing against somebody who hasn't a companion, they're playing Lurrus, so. Basic Swamp. Fatal Push, okay. Basic Swamp into Fatal Push is interesting. Play Supreme Phantom, say go. Another Fatal Push, okay. Our opponent's taking their sweet time with their decisions here. Alright, they kept a one-lander. We will fetch for... Yeah, we'll fetch for a Hallowed Fountain here. If we have a Hallowed Fountain. Okay. We're gonna Temple Garden. So we're gonna serve up one, and then we're gonna play Drog Skull Captain. I meant to attack, but... Tarmogoyf, okay. You control tap target creature you don't control. See, this is good because now we can tap the Tarmogoyf this turn, and then we can have hopefully a big turn next turn. Need more white than I do blue, I think. So that gives us 3 white and 3 blue here. All right, hopefully we have a big draw step here. That's not what I meant to do. Why? It went straight to my attack phase? I don't understand that. Moto didn't click the steps like I'm used to. That was weird. Yeah, I want to know what it has protection from. I hate that it does this. Something I've always not really liked. Let's just look it up. Hex Drinker. Protection from instants and then protection from everything. So the second one is a scary mode for us. Skyclave Apparition would be a really good one here. We get a redraw. So I can attack for 4 here and still tap something down next turn, which is really good. And I can still tap this Tarmogoyf down here. So we can really start putting the pressure on this way. Supreme Phantom was a really good draw step for us. Okay. Our opponent's playing an odd mixture of things. Deadweight in the main is very interesting. I'm wondering if there's a reason for that. Probably because they're playing Lyris. Yep, we go to 12. Here's where we really want to see Skyclave Apparition. Man, that's what? 6, 7, 8, 9 lands? See, we really need to draw Spirit there because we could attack with both the Shacklegeist, and then we could play something and tap our opponent's stuff down. So we have to hit Collected Company here. I'm gonna hold the Flooded Strand because it probably makes our opponent think a little bit at least before our opponent just starts playing things. Yeah, so even if they have a land here, they can't make it a 6/6. The Hex Drinker. Now, them using their Peatland for mana would have make a Lord lethal off the top because it'd be 4, 8, 10. Now, this makes a Lord lethal off the top. Okay. 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 All right. Well, they've given us a chance here. I think us holding the Flooded Strand actually caused them to Thoughtseize. So we got 3 life out of them this turn. So, I mean, God, we could almost just do it like with what's on the board. We're 1 short, so we need a Lord here. Drogskull Captain or Supreme Phantom will do it. I think Spellqueller's too late to the party. Because we can't attack. And I can't tap and block things, so it leaves me with block. If this is going to get pro everything next turn. Yeah, so. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here. That's unfortunate. All right. Prismatic Ending seems good. I'm going to be honest, I don't really think we want any of this stuff. I really think Prismatic Ending is just really all we want here. Like, Sanctifier Invec is a good card, but the only 2 creatures we saw that game were Goyf and Hex Drinker, so I don't really think it's necessary to bring in Sanctifier Invec here. I think Drogskull Captain is great. Rattle Chains, yeah, it's pretty good. Skyclave Apparition's a house. Collected Company's insane. Maybe we don't want 2 Ether Vials. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try it like that and see what happens. Maybe we could cut 2 Noble Hierarchs. Let's try that. Let's cut the 2 Hierarchs and leave in Ether Vials and see what happens. I don't know if that's correct, but they do play a lot of removal, so. Plus, they're playing main deck Deadweight, so. We are going to keep this. Our opponent also keeps 7 cards. Inquisition of Kozilek. I'm actually curious to know what they take here, because I'm wondering if they just take the Skyclave Apparition. Like, you have to take that or our Shacklegeist. I would have thought. Alright, maybe they're not planning on trying to beat us with creatures. I don't know. Yes. I'm going to activate Aether Vial at the end of the turn just to see what he does. Okay, interesting. So we have Vial. We're going to Vial in Shacklegeist. Basically, no matter what they do here. Would be nice to have a Lord to Vial in right there just so we could save that. Collected Company's going to be really good next turn. As long as they don't have like a Thoughtseize here or something. Tarmogoyf, okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and run our Vial up to 3. And we're going to, in the beginning of their combat, Collected Company and see what we come up with. Unless they Thoughtseize us, and then we're just going to do it now. Cast Collected Company. He might respond with a removal spell here. Doomblade, okay. I don't think I've played against the Rock in my last like 4 leagues I've played. I'm probably going to go for a removal spell on my Skyclave Apparition. Oh no, they're going to play Tarmogoyf, okay. No. Spellqueller's pretty good. I'm just gonna keep tapping the Goyf down. We can win this race 2 points at a time. Now with 2 cards in hand, he kind of has to respect the fact of going for something. Rattle Chains and Spellqueller are pretty good for leftovers. Yep. Let's go. Ain't hexproof, baby. All right. Feels like pretty sweet turn there. Like Drog's Captain would just be like the nuts here. Wow. Yeah, I'm just gonna send with everybody 3, 6, 9, 12. Put our opponent to 4. Those were some really good rips back to back. Well, back to back to back, honestly. Spirits has done this to me so many times when I've played against it, where they just like peel gas and are like all straight times in a row. All right. Well, we win game 2 at least. Moorland Haunt. That seems pretty good. To be able to make blockers just infinitely like that, that does seem pretty good actually. There it is. I don't know. I continue to think that this is the way to go. Mausoleum Wanderer can help fight on the first turn or two. All of the removal does appear to be black, but that's not really going to matter if... Yeah, I don't know. I think we just want to run it back like this with prismatic endings and just... Because we can hit Goyf pretty easy. A Goyf or a Hex Drinker. I mean, prismatic ending on those cards is just insane. Well, as much as I might like to keep this hand, we can't. I hate to mulligan against the Thoughtseize deck, but we're gonna have to. There's only 21 lands in the deck, so banking that will draw a land is not guaranteed, but we are on the draw, so I think it's better to put a land back and take our chances, honestly. Probably a little greedy, but yeah. I'm curious if they'll take their Rattle Chains or the Shacklegeist. Or they'll take Spellqueller, okay. Maybe they have multiple Fatal Pushes in their hand. If we draw an Ether Vial here, we are going to fetch and shock in to play it. We're going to get a Breeding Pool at the end of the turn here. Should we get Hallowed Fountain? No, I don't know. Breeding pool feels better here. I could be wrong, but shock in, play Tarmogoyf. Okay. So we're gonna wait, flash in rattle chains here, and then the rest of our stuff has access to flash also, which is pretty good. Because if we play a Shacklegeist like just right now, like instead of waiting for the rattle chains, then we give our opponent the option to dead weight it, which we actively know they're playing. Hopefully, I mean, even if they have Assassin's Trophy here, I'm actually kind of okay with that because we just get to go get a basic plains out of our, well, island out of our deck. Okay, they could have done that last turn. Prismatic ending the Tarmogoyf. All right, maybe putting that land back wasn't right. I mean, there's 21 lands in our deck. I stand by putting the land back. Say Spirit, say go here. Now we need to hit another land so that we can Collected Company, and hopefully we can hit a Skyclave Apparition. Because if we can hit a Skyclave Apparition, we'll be rolling. Yep, we're going to go to 6 here. They have no reach, so we know it has to come on the ground from their creatures. We need to be able to tap this, because right now it has protection from instants, and then it has protection from everything. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do to protect this, really. Like, I've really needed them to have an Assassin's Trophy this game. Like, it's just been pretty unfortunate that they haven't. Okay, they decided not to cast Torok, which I'm okay with. Like, that does not bother me. All right. So you're telling me there's a chance. So I main phase collected company there because if they had a land, they could activate once in response and then activate more times. Because I believe that I don't know. I like maybe you have to activate as a sorcery, but I don't think you do. They play Tarmogoyf. God, just be out of removal spells, please. just just be out. Okay. Okay. A land here would be awesome. I could also live with double lord here. Now we're gonna upkeep. Just not messing around. Just gonna go ahead and do this now. And then we're just gonna 6. And I mean, they have to somehow have produce red mana and a lightning bolt to kill us here. All right, pretty sure this is game here. Woo! Let's go. Band Spirits. 1-0. Let's change that to 1-0. All right. Well, it didn't look pretty, but we did end up getting there. I don't think that's I don't really feel like the Rock is a good matchup, but to be fair, like I don't know, they weren't playing a lot of like normal Rock cards, I felt like we never saw Liliana. Like, and I know they were playing Glorious, so obviously they weren't, but I don't know, like there were like he was playing Deadweight, and maybe that was like part of me thinks that that's just because like he couldn't afford real cards or something, but also part of me thinks, okay, you probably did that to help with, probably wanted to help with Luris. Like just because, like, I mean, you know, Luris and Deadweight in Pioneer is insane because you're just infinitely doing that over and over again. Kahira the Orphan Guard, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah. I'm gonna get a Hallowed Fountain here. And we're gonna 6, and I'm not gonna 6 to his turn or their turn in case I need to actually like counter something. Oh, so it's elementals. Serve up 2. Let's do it. Because now next turn I can hold up Rattle Chains, and Violin the Mausoleum Wonder, and then if we draw a land next turn, we'll have Collected Company. Oh, I don't want to undo yield to this turn. Okay, Risen Reef. So they show it if, yeah, it was like if it's a land, it goes on the field, and if not, it goes into their hand. Okay. Yes. No! Why does it keep doing that? Because I turned the beginning of combat thing off on my turn somehow. Well, that's unfortunate. I wonder why it was doing it last game. At least I'm aware now why it was doing it last game. My draw is off too. Maybe I didn't have my draw off. I think I've always had that off. This feels like an Omnath. Alright, well hopefully we find a land here and we hit Skyclave Apparition. That's pretty good. We're gonna fetch for green-white here. Just Fury. So not only did we miss the attack, but now he has Fury. Like, I don't really know what gets us out of this. I guess we're going to wait and see if we hit something. Yep. Alright, this needs to be a land, please. I mean, if he has another removal spell, we are dead. Because we're going to have to throw this in front of the Fury and take 3 and go to 4 here. If he has another Fury, we are dead here. Okay. Alright, well that works too, I guess. Solitude or Fury. Okay. Alright. I think we want Disdainful Stroke. I don't really think we want Prismatic Ending. Like, well, maybe we do. It can help us beat Voice of Resurgence and some other things. Mausoleum Wonder does not seem great. And like maybe they could never cast their Ephemerate or something like that if they are playing it, but I don't know. I kind of like this. Take out those, bring in Disdainful Strokes and Prismatic Endings. Because that Voice of Resurgence did stop us from playing at instant speed, so keep that. Aether Vial, say go. We are going to get a Breeding Pool this time. So we are already at 14, which is a little scary. If they play Voice of Resurgence here, we are going to use the Skyclave Apparition and then hold up Vial for... Okay. We're also going to go to 13 here. I know they want my Selfless Spirit off the field, and I'm not willing to make that trade, so... Yep. Alright. Then we're going to leave it on 2 next turn because we have Supreme Phantom and Selfless Spirit to flash in, so... We'll definitely play Supreme Phantom from the hand and then hold up Selfless Spirit so that we can flash it in to save some of our stuff. Drawing both of them has been really good for us here. Is this Risen Reef? I mean, if they have Evoke Fury Ephemerate here, like, there's not much we can do about it. Yeah, Risen Reef, okay. I mean, as long as they keep tapping out for turns, we know that they're not going to be able to... As long as they keep tapping out, we know that they're not going to be able to Ephemerate, like Evoke Ephemerate, And they may not be on the Ephemerate version, but I just kind of thought everybody was playing that, so. Yeah, I mean, he gets the trade either way, so I'm okay with that. Attack for 6. I mean, Solitude is something that we can never really beat. Like, he can just exile one of our creatures, but Fury is the one that allows him to really get, like, our board going. Like, get our board kind of thing. See, here's where having Disdainful Stroke would be really good. Omnath. At least that's what it appears to be. Now they can gain a bunch of life and do a bunch of things here, but we are just cracking in for like 8 every turn in the air, so. Hey, we did it. Alright. I think we still want Prismatic Ending. Mausoleum Wanderer still doesn't seem great because it's all just creatures. I mean, I know they play Ephemerates, but it's mostly creatures. Yeah, I think we want to. I think we want to run it this way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this. This hand's really good. Okay. Name Spirit or man, I didn't think about this one, did I? Well, didn't think about that one very much. Man, they've had turn 2 Voice of Resurgence every game. I really don't want to give them a token, but I don't know what else we're doing here. I mean, I guess I could have Prismatic Ending right there. Yep, that's fine. So do white, blue. Well, this way I can't hold up Disdainful Stroke this way. I'm gonna flash in Rattle Chains though. Hopefully not get blown out too bad. Yep. Attack us for 3. Man, it'd be great if I didn't have a land here. I think I'm a little too hopeful there, but would be nice. Oh yeah, I'm not playing anything here, buddy. You bet, dude. You bet. Play Supreme Phantom. Supreme Phantom. Yeah, crack in for 4. And then we have Rattle Chains or Disdainful Stroke, whichever one is needed. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay taking 3 here. He must have hit a red card because he's debating it. I can see it. Okay. This game feels like it's going pretty well. They didn't hit a land off of the Risen Reef last turn, so they drew a card. Disdainful Stroke. What? Lol. Sideboard tech boy. It's your boy. Oh, he's very taken back by that. To be fair, I was very surprised it was in the sideboard too, but it's working out for us right now. You do know I play 4 Cavern, right? It's good because I'm not countering it. This exiles it. So I just snagged the Risen Reef right here. Skyclave Apparition this, and then we have Rattle Chains to protect our threats in case they have something here. This has turned out really well. I have used like almost literally every resource I've had this game. Yep, you got a Risen Reef, bro. Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure our opponent's about to concede. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Our opponent was right. He could, like, if he had not missed lands, he could have gotten us with the cavern. Like, it was definitely like a risky play, but I stand by my statement that I'm more worried about that card on turn 2 or 3 when he can kill 2 or 3 of my things than I am on turn 5. So yeah, we'll try this. If our opponent's playing blue-white control, then we'll probably cry a little bit inside, but that's okay. Concealed Courtyard. Something tells me Skyclave Apparition is going to be great. Play Windswept Teeth just so he has truly no idea what we're doing. We're going to fetch for Hallowed Fountain here. Back-to-back Concealed Courtyards. Okay. Ah, it's Reanimator. Play Supreme Phantom. Jigs up. They definitely know what we're doing now, so next turn, we'll play Temple Garden and play Skyclave Apparition. Honestly, we might use Flooded Strand to fetch for a basic here. Or attacks. Target opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, discards a card, and loses 3 life. Okay. Collected Company might be able to get us out of this, honestly. I don't know for sure, but it might. We're going to say go if he... Because he's going to attack here. Now, unfortunately, this feels like this is probably just a Sanctifier and Vec matchup. Yep. We go to 7. So that thing basically attacks for 9. Man. Because next turn we can fetch for basic planes and... Or maybe we're fetching for basic island, I don't know. But we can Collected Company and hope that it pans out. We're going to fetch for basic planes with this one. Going to discard one of the Skyclave. Actually, we're just going to discard the Flooded Strand. So we go to 4. Discard Sky. That's not what I wanted. I did that wrong. Gonna get basic planes here. Going to cast Collected Company. If we could have hit like double Jarkle Captain right there, we could have blocked this thing. I think we're just dead though. Yeah, I don't know because he gets to attack next turn, and we're just dead to it attacking. So Remorseful Cleric, Sanctifier Invec. I mean, with Urza Saga and the cookbook in the deck, like, we want Mausoleum Wanderer for sure. I think we want Noble Hierarch. They don't play a lot of removal. I think we can get rid of the Ether Vials here. And I don't know, Skyclave Apparition seems okay. We'll cut a Selfless Spirit and a Skyclave Apparition because Shacklegeist will be a house here. They'll get the trigger when it comes into play, but if we can get set up before they can just like start going like ham, we can set up for that. This is great. We're definitely going to keep this. Noble Hierarch, and then next turn we have Supreme Phantom, and we can hold up Force of Negation. You know, honestly, we can hold up Force of Negation now if we want to. Okay, that's fine. Like, Force of Negation versus, like, Thoughtseize here is just, like, one other card. And sometimes it's worth it just to, like, protect the information, but I don't think this is that situation. We're going to get a Hallowed Fountain here. Play Supreme Phantom. We're going to serve up one here. Next turn we have Collected Company. So hopefully they can't do any like crazy nonsense on turn 2 here. I think they can do crazy nonsense on turn 2, but I think it involves a cookbook on turn 1. Like cookbook, discard the creature. Okay, they're at 12. Play priest, sure. Go ahead and cast Collected Company. I ironically think the Mausoleum Wanderer is better than the Drogskol Captain here. Not a sentence I say very often, but to be fair, I don't think I ever really say any sentences about spirits other than the fact that I hate it. But I think having a 2/2 Mausoleum Wanderer to help interact with like their spells and stuff that put things into the graveyard and do things will be very beneficial to us, especially considering we hit Skyclave Apparition to get the priest off the field. Okay. I don't know if it's right to counter that, but it felt good, so. So we're going to serve up 4 here, and then we're going to hold up Collected Company. Because we've already put one Lord on the bottom, and we have another one in our hand, so, I mean. There's 8 in the deck, and we've seen 3, which means there's only 5 left, which means the odds of hitting 2 was not very high. Plus, I don't think Double Lord is where we want to be anyway. Okay. Let's hit a spell queller. That's busted. There's nothing to return now, boy. Let's go. Feels pretty good. Collected company to Sanctifier Invec. I won't lie, that felt pretty good. So there's nothing that they're like. We don't want Disdainful Stroke. Maybe we do want Skyclave Apparition over the other Selfless Spirit. To like try and interact with their smaller, with like the 2-drop and stuff like that, and like interact with cookbooks maybe. Like, and I know that if they turn 1 cookbook, like the best we can do is turn 2 Apparition, but I'd love to trade an Apparition and, like a Rattle Chains for a land here, for a couple lands. We're gonna mulligan. This hand's really good. Like, wow, this hand's insanely good. I think we're gonna keep this and put back the Apparition. Because this allows us to interact with basically everything they're doing. Mausoleum Wanderer and Supreme Phantom on turn 2 allow us to have like good interaction, and then Spell Queller is just nuts. Now, I'm worried that we might unfortunately get got here just because we are on the draw, but now Thoughtseize here. Thoughtseize here wouldn't make me feel okay. So they're gonna grief. All right, that's fine. What do they get rid of? Priest. Grief really doesn't make me feel that bad here because they're getting rid of like their own stuff. That means they have very few resources left in hand, especially on a mulligan. The problem is that they're playing like combo deck, so I mean I would consider this a combo deck. Like it may not have a crazy combo to like infinitely win the game with, but it is very good. So we can play Noble Hierarch, and then we can play both Mausoleum Wonder and Supreme Phantom, or just hold up Spell Queller next turn. Yeah, I think Noble Hierarch was a really good draw right there. Okay. Alright, don't be dumb, Zach. I almost clicked through my turn like a twit. Now we get to play Supreme Phantom, pump up the Mausoleum Wonder, so now they have to, like, the only way that they can physically do this is if they have a 1-mana answer here. What is Persist? Is Persist an instant? I'm gonna look and see what Persist is. Persist. It is a sorcery, so they actually have to, like... So they can't persist this turn to return their creature, which I'm okay with. So we're going to attack for 3, having multiple points of interaction right here. They're going to make a token here. So they're going to have a couple 3/3s. I'm trying to think of what they could get here that is backbreaking that I should respond to. I don't think anything. I don't know. Like, they might blow me out here. Like, they get a cookbook? Okay. And the problem is that we didn't hit a land, so... So I think we can play this here because it allows us to have Mausoleum Wanderer at 3. Now we're putting them in a spot where they have to have 3 additional mana to interact. Okay. Now they do get to attack for 8. Like, it's no small margin that they're hitting for here. I lied. They get to attack for 5. For 10 here. Okay, so that's fine. So we go to 8 here. They get to go to 14. This has to be pretty good here for us to win. All right, so it's 6, 10, 13. So that puts us 1 short. And we're forcing them to crack the clue here. And then they go to 1. So if it had been another Lord, it'd have been the extra points we needed. And the cool part is that we can just actively block with both here. Like, we don't need either of them to get us out of this. Hey! Alright, we're 3-0. We haven't won a single game 1 yet, but we are 3-0. Spirits has been surprisingly good. Maybe this is a Spirits metagame. I don't know. This has, I don't know. This is, like, decks felt pretty good so far. Like there was a couple times like when we missed land drops or, you know, some things that like were kind of questionable, but it's been doing pretty well. I don't know, like so this is one thing that a lot of people don't like a lot. Sorry, I'm getting work emails. One thing that a lot of people don't like to do, like when they play sideboards, or maybe everybody does it, or maybe a lot of people like to do it and they just never do it because they don't think it's right. But I love to have like how this, like we have 2s and then a 1 across the board. I think it's one of my favorite things in the world to do, like in a sideboard. I feel like it helps you with like a lot of different things. I also feel like it helps you not over sideboard. Like the 2s around the table are really good. Now sometimes you'll always wish you had more things for other matchups, in my opinion. Just because, like, I don't know, like against rhinos, like you can never have too many chalices, like in my opinion, like kind of thing. But it's just one of those things. I really like it the way that they set that up. This hand's a little light on action, but we have a canopy, so I think I'm gonna keep this. Like 4 lands is quite a bit, but we're also playing 21, so I mean, it's kind of to be expected. Play Supreme Phantom, and then we're gonna wait and see if they go for a removal spell here, like a Bolt, because Bolt's the only thing they have that can kill it here. And if they do, we're going to flash in the Mausoleum Wanderer and counter it. Target themselves, okay. This could be Grixis Monkey. Like, they could just have Fatal Push here. Yes, Mausoleum Wanderer. Counter that unless they pay 2. So, like, they can't Unholy Heat it here. If they attack with the Ragavan, oh, so they did have Double Bolt. Wow, okay, alright. Like, not an Unholy Heat, specifically Double Bolt. Yeah, that's pretty dumb. And they stole our Dog Skull Captain. Now, Collected Company is a good one. See, right here is where I'd really like to fetch for another Hallowed Fountain. I mean, I'm gonna force them to have it here. Like, they have to have an Unholy Heat here. Yep. I mean, they've had 3 removal spells in the dark in a deck that only plays like 8, so it's been pretty good for them. They hit something busted this time again. They hit a Botanical Sanctum. You're just gonna cast. Oh, that you are gonna cast the Thought Scour. I thought you'd cast a Murktide if you had one. Interesting. I'm curious to know how we beat a Murktide here, really, but yeah, I think we want a Temple Garden here. So we know that there's a Jog Skull Captain out of our deck. Probably just gonna say no here and just leave it. Actually, I don't know. 3 has the higher impact than 2 does, but we also pull most of our 3-drops out of our deck with Collected Company. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it on 2 here. Draw 3-drop and get punished. Shacklegeist is actually nuts. Hopefully they don't have a Spell Pierce here. Our opponent has the Spell Pierce, then... Oh, yes. Double Drog Skull, baby. Let's go. I can't believe we hit double Drog Skull. Oh, this is really good. Now, basically, the rest of our board just has hexproof the rest of the game, so they can't interact with it. So they have to beat us here. Okay. DRC. So they obviously don't want that card on top. So we're going to activate Vial. Yes, put Shacklegeist into play. Tap DRC. Now we get to crack him for 10. No, leave it on 2. Attack for 7, put you to 9. Then we have another Ether Vial here, which is kind of useless, honestly, but it's a lot of lands for our opponent. Like, we kind of stopped at 4, which is exactly what the Spirits deck wants to do. Yeah, I'm just going to 6 here. I don't have anything I can do. Like, there's no cards in my hand. There's no posturing anything here. Puts 1 card on top of their library with the DRC. Then they draw it. Probably a freaking Murktide Regent. I mean, the good news is that if they ever do actually hit, a Murktide Regent that they're going to play, we can just, like, wait and tap it down. Jace the Mind Sculptor? Okay. I mean, that's a pretty good one. Like, Jace is pretty good. Would really like to draw a Collected Company here. Skyclave Apparition would be awesome. Wait, I wasn't even thinking. This thing has to attack. They're just dead. I'm wondering if they're seeing that now and they're about to concede. Because we just have 10 on the board, so that you can't do anything about. Double Drog Skull Captain is insane. No. Yeah, so they realized there what was going on. Writing was on the wall. Like hitting double Drog Skull Captain was actually just insane. Prismatic Ending seems good. Disdainful Stroke only counters Murktide Regent. Is Murktide Regent that much of a problem for us? Yeah, I think so. Mausoleum Wanderer is good. It helps fight. They play a lot of counter spells. They'll probably take them out because we play Caverns and Vials. Selfless Spirit seems good. Rattle Chain. Shacklegeist is a house. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what to cut here. Is this a Noble Hierarch matchup? I don't know. This might be wrong, but we're going to try it this way and see what happens. Okay, this hand feels pretty good. We have an answer for the DRC or the Ragavan on turn 1. So we're going to get Hollowed Fountain and then Breeding Pool. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And they are on 5 cards. So if they're doing this expecting their monkey to hit, like kind of thing, then got bad news for you, bruh. Bobble me, sure. What are we drawing? Ether Vial's a good one. So we are gonna get Hallowed Fountain. All right, they got 5 cards now. I think we still take the turn off to play Ether Vial here. And then we can fetch for a Breeding Pool tapped at the end of the turn. Because I think Ether Vial allows us to have the most... Okay, Expressive Iteration. Ether Vial gives us the most opportunity to have a good hand. Play Flooded Strand. Okay. Just DRC or Monkey? Monkey? Okay. Let's get Breeding Pool. Yes. We're going to say go here. Now, unfortunately, I think we have to let the monkey hit us here. It is unfortunate, but I think we have to let it hit us. Horizon Canopy would have been nice. Let's try to Spell Queller this. I haven't played a single removal spell, so there's a good chance they have a bolt here. I'll do it with the trigger on the stack, please. Okay. I had to spend one of your mana to do that, so I'm actually okay with that exchange. But see, next turn, we have pretty good stuff here. Like, we can Rattle Chains. I don't know, this is tough. I think we're going to go ahead and play the Shacklegeist, and then we're going to leave up Ether Vial so that we can flash in. Oh, okay. No. All right. I won't lie, I wasn't ready for Mystical Dispute. While it was good, I wasn't ready for it. We are going to flash in a Rattle Chains here. I mean, we have to try and kill this thing somehow. Okay, so they didn't have instant speed removal, which I'm pretty okay with. Okay. Yes. Because we want to have access to 3. Man. So we can flash in Spell Queller here. Hopefully they don't have like another mystical dispute or something. Yeah, I mean, if they have mystical dispute, we're just kind of letting them hit us with the monkey here. Let's go for it. You just have another mystical dispute? That's interesting. Okay. They're playing Dress Down in their Izzet deck. Is this like sideboard tech? I don't know. I'm very caught off guard by this one. I won't lie to you. This one's very interesting. Don't get me wrong. My opponent has drew abysmally. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we're supposed to win this game. And again, like I'm just like, how do you beat this? Like Anger of the Gods here? Yeah, Anger of the Gods like wrecks my soul. I'll give you that. Like, as a burn player, I've always been like, how do you ever beat double Drog Skull? And you can't. See, and yeah, our opponent has nothing to do here. Like, yeah, see, like double Drog Skull is insane. hitting it hitting it game 1 off of that collected company when we had already seen one was insane. Like, that was actually crazy. But yeah, I don't. The deck has felt insane. Like the deck has felt really good. Um, Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like we're supposed to lose that last matchup there, like that blue red Murktide matchup. He never played a Murktide ever. So I don't know. I think we're supposed to win. Like we're supposed to lose that matchup if I'm being honest. Because when they resolve like a 5/5 Murktide, you can't Skyclave it. Like you can just Shackle Guy shit over and over again. And if they kill your Shackle Guys, like then the game's over basically on the spot. So I don't know, but the deck has felt really solid. Feels like a really good mixture of cards and what we're trying to do here. 4-0, kind of surprised, especially considering I've only ever played the deck a couple times, just goofing off with some of my friends. So delete that trash. I'm out of water. Sad face. I'm gonna be honest. I think I kind of forgot how powerful this deck was. Like, and honestly, the deck has gotten some really good additions. Like Shacklegeist and Skyclave Apparition were great additions to this deck. I don't remember what lists looked like before that, but it's been really good. I've also just kind of forgotten the power of Collected Company as a card. Like Collected Company has been like insanely good. I mean, Collecting Company was always insanely good. It just like I don't know, like the high variance of the card has never really worked out in my favor when I've played the card in the past. Yeah, we can't keep this. I think we keep this and put the planes back, and then so we can go tap Hallowed Fountain. Actually, we can fetch for a Temple Garden, and then we can. Yeah, I like this. Our opponent keeps 7, so we get to fetch for Temple Garden here, and then we get to play Hallowed Fountain into Supreme Phantom. I think this is one matchup earlier I was talking about that I didn't really want to play. Like, blue-white control just does not seem very good here. Like, for us anyway. Like, we need to draw a Cavern. Like, Ether Vial and Cavern are our best, like, plays here in these matchups, I think. He's probably just going to Prismatic Ending this. We can't make a token with our Moorland Hot. Like we're not playing Skyclave Apparition just doesn't seem very good. I don't know that there will be many targets for it, but at the same time, like please don't. Oh, Snapcaster Mage doesn't do anything, does it? Yeah, we're just gonna start cracking to draw cards here because we want to add something to the board. Probably should have done it before combat in case we actually hit like something we could do. Well, Darkskull Captain number 2 is pretty solid here. We can play Cavern and play it next turn. And if our opponent never gets to Supreme Verdict, then we're in a pretty good spot. All right, well, we're doing our best to make it happen here. Please draw Spell Queller. So we get to play Mausoleum Wanderer here that can't be countered. And this gives us lethal if they don't have Supreme Verdict, so... Skyclave Apparition doesn't seem great here. I mean, maybe it will be after combat, I don't know. You're gonna cycle a shark, make a blocker. Oh, okay. Alright, well, our opponent concedes there. I'm not gonna complain. These are definitely the 3 cards that we want. Mausoleum Wanderer helps us interact. Shacklegeist does not seem very... Skyclave Apparition seems really bad. Like, I don't know what we're hitting that we're going to exile. Maybe Teferi? Let's try it like that. Selfless Spirit's going to be great. It helps us play around Supreme Verdict. This definitely feels like what Disdainful Stroke and Force Negation are for. I mean, Disdainful Stroke's probably also for Tron, but oh Lord. I mean, this hand feels kind of slow, but I like it. We don't have any sideboard cards in our hand, but at the same time, like, we have lands and things to do. We're going to fetch for a Hallowed Fountain here. Drawing Cavern of Souls was insane right there. So it's blue-white control, but they play like that one of Triumph so that they can also hit. Sure, yeah. Okay. But they play that one of Triumph so that they can hit the I can't remember what it's called. Oh, help with prismatic endings. We're gonna get a Hallowed Fountain here. Equipped creature gets +5/+5, has first strike, trample, and indestructible haste, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a creature, exile that creature. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, they're just gonna try and race us here, which I kind of respect. Thing's kind of busted. Like, I feel like that thing shouldn't have had trample. I mean, we're doing everything we can to race here. Like, man, that thing has indestructible, so they can, like, just slam a Supreme Verdict here and make us cry. Yep, we'll go to 9. Curious to see if they have a counterspell here or not. So, I'm debating what we should pick here. Like, what's better? To a creature, exile that creature so it doesn't even save it. Alright, so we have to draw Supreme Phantom off the top. Supreme Phantom does allow us to do it. Because we can sack and stop them from gaining life here. I mean, unless I just play a land and then equip Batterskull to the Cauldra Company. What is that card? I have to read that card. What's it called? Cauldra Complete. Cauldra Complete. Okay. So because Batterskull's equipped 5, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't think they understand. Actually, this is just lethal, isn't it? Darkskull Captain's lethal. 4/8/11. Haha. I don't even need the thing. I don't even need the. Doesn't have flying or reach or anything, so. Right? Have I miscounted? 4/8/11. Yep, let's go. So taking the Selfless Spirit was correct last turn, and I didn't even realize it yet. Hey, we get a 5/0. Let's go. That's back-to-back trophy days. All right. That's back-to-back trophies. Cool. All right, well. So, Bant Spirits was really good. Now, don't get me wrong, we didn't play against Hammer Time. Hammer Time feels pretty bad for us, unless we can just start Shacklegeisting everything. So, I don't know. This was really good. I would say we could cut Selfless Spirits to play Shacklegeist, but Selfless Spirits was really good in the Elementals matchup. So, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what you cut from the side here. Maybe you cut a Force of Negation for Shacklegeist. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you change anything. I don't know. The list was really good though. I really liked it. It played very cleanly, so I'm kind of surprised I 5-0'd considering I never really played the deck, but it's really good. And again, I really like how the twos across the board, sideboard is set up. So yeah, that was Bant Spirits. Thanks for watching.